Warning, the following podcast has extremely high levels of Kenny Bolin. Studies have shown that excessive exposure to Kenny Bolin may have damaging effects to your physical and mental well-being. Viewer discretion is advised. No, seriously, we mean it. There will be naughty words, lots of them, probably. Now you've been warned. This warning sponsored by the Story Time with Dutch Mantel.
The opinions expressed by Kenny Bolin, Bob Hazelwood, Jason Coltrane, or anybody else on this show, including people in the chat room, are strictly their own. They do not reflect the opinions of anybody else or our sponsors necessarily. Learn to be an adult and take responsibility for what you say. Thank you.
Well said.
Today's show will be 30 minutes in length, unless, of course, you guys want to pay extra, in which case we'll stay longer. For every 10 minutes that's been raised, we'll stay 5 minutes longer.
For every $10.
If you give us $60, divide that by 10, 6 times 5 minutes, 30 extra minutes. $120, divide that by 10 is 12 times 5 minutes, 60 extra minutes. If you guys donate more than $240, put it into the guest fund so that if we ever have a guest again, which is debatable, they won't have to stop after 30 minutes because you cheapskates never donate during the guest shows.
Never do.
How's that? And by the way, this show is brought to you by Scaramucci Bolin 2024. Integrity is not a four-letter word.
Never have we been more needed than we're needed today. Mooch loved that banner, by the way. Chatted with Mooch for a little bit today. He was back on MSNBC. He was back in exactly the same weight.
I saw him there today, as always, making good points.
Normally they're back in 10 pounds heavier, but he was back in exactly the same weight. Did not gain.
Teasing that meeting with Mark Cuban where the billionaires are going to take.
Wasn't that special? Wasn't that special?
Yes.
That I've only met 3 billionaires in my life that I know of. One of those is dead. I guess George Steinbrenner was a billionaire. Maybe he wasn't. But he would have probably been the next richest man that I ever met was George Steinbrenner. Our TikTok guy put that up on TikTok. When I told the story about meeting George Steinbrenner when Cornette didn't know who he was, but George Steinbrenner wanted to meet Cornette, and I was wearing a New York Giants football jersey, so Steinbrenner thought I was a New York fan. I had to explain to him later when he took us to dinner at Red Lobster that was not the case.
Mm-hmm. Steinbrenner was worth $1.1 billion at the time of his death.
So I told you how I did some research and I had my computer fixed and it wasn't doing that audio glitching and shit anymore. Well, before I could start the show tonight, you must take a Windows update.
Oh,
I took the update and the audio's fucked up again. So it was clean all that time. And I went in there and I made 2 or 3 adjustments and it's been fine all that time. And I think a lot of it has to do with this thing wanting to download MSN Messenger. That seems to be a common scenario, is that it wants a Windows version of MSN Messenger on here. And that seems to be one of the fuck ups. And
move forever.
Yeah, Billy Settler's in the house. Billy, by the way, will be our our challenge donator on the Thursday show. And tonight, the challenge is coming courtesy of a guy I saw in here just a little bit earlier from the Tea Maker. Tea Maker's right there, yeah. And Tea Maker, what's Tea Maker talking about? Yes, Update Tuesday.
Patch Tuesday. Second Tuesday of every month.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. Come here, Scooby. You want to say hi to everybody? Come here.
That's when Microsoft releases their patches and destroys all the hard work that you've done. For the previous.
The audio glitches are back and worse than that. Doing fine until I took the goddamn update. There's part of that warning that Mr. Cena gives us earlier. I've been arguing with one of my wrestling friends for the past 2 or 3 days. Hours of arguments on the phone, on text messaging. One of the statements he said, I won't reveal his name to suppress and hide his stupidity. And if he is watching this show and he says, "You said I was stupid and an idiot," I didn't say your name. But his quote, and this will give it away as to who it is. Well, to give it away to him or her, depending on how many famous female wrestlers I talk to, that he said that Joe Biden was 10 times more the crook than Donald Trump because all of Donald Trump's crimes came in his private business. I will just leave that there. I'll just leave that there. It doesn't bother him, apparently, that Donald Trump has been convicted of sexual assault and rape, according to a New York federal judge. It's well documented. I ain't the only one that says it right here live with no fear of any consequence.
At least 10 cases.
Because Anthony Scaramucci says it on every fucking show he's on.
At least 10 cases of settlements for sexual assault against a child.
Yes. I've sent him all this information, and it doesn't seem to swerve him any nonetheless because Joe Biden is such a criminal.
He is. Well,
Hunter Biden is running White House staff meetings. Okay, I heard that one come up today. Hunter's a criminal. Okay, the only thing they found Hunter a criminal of so far is taking advantage of his father's name and making some money off from it, and or posting dick pics that Republicans love to look at.
Well, tax 7 years was
for 7 years they've been investigating Hunter and Joe Biden. Okay, it didn't take too long to investigate Trump to find crimes to have a jury unanimously vote him guilty would be the word, guilty 34 fucking times.
Guilty is a word, yes.
Lost the case to Stormy Daniels. He lost the case to E. Jean Carroll, which has cost him nearly $1 billion by the time you factor in interest and all the other shit that's going along with it. Whenever the White House trial goes, and in case the Supreme Court gets by with trying to claim, oh, it's okay to cause an insurrection as long as it was an act of what's the phrase, Bob, they're using?
It's an official act.
An official act. And according to one of the Supreme Court judges, her dissenting remark was, well, apparently as long as it's an official act, you can commit any fucking crime you want and get by with it, which is basically what 6 of the Supreme Court justices have said. Even though one of them backed off a little bit, she still gave him his immunity from a whole lot of shit going on with him right now. And supposedly Congress is looking at ways to overturn this. I've heard some people have stood up to it. They think some shit will happen, but they also just gave Joe Biden the power to be king. Joe Biden can do all the shit they're giving Trump the freedom to do, but they're counting on the fact that Joe Biden is too decent of a human being to actually do it. I wouldn't be. If I were 81 years old, I've been put through the shit that him and Hunter have been put through. First thing I'd do is I'd pardon me and Hunter. Second thing I'd do is say, fuck this job. I may or may not leave when this thing ends because now you've given me and Kamala the power to stay. Same shit you all tried to do a few years ago. So fuck all that shit. My decency's out the door. I've tried decency for 3.5 years and that hadn't worked. So here's what we're going to do now. I'm now the king. Thank you, Supreme Court. Appreciate it. This is a presidential act. Fuck all of it. Oh, by the way, we no longer have a Supreme Court. I'm going to sign an executive order. You motherfuckers are out in the goddamn cold. Find something else to do. I'm the king. Thank you, Supreme Court. You gave me that power. Oh, by the way, just in case there's any little loopholes down the road, I'm pardoning me and Hunter. Fuck all of you. And I'm saying this to the press. Fuck all of y'all too. Anybody don't like it. I may or may not leave when this thing's over, just so I can repeat that the way Donald Trump would have done. I may or may not leave. I don't know. It depends if it's fair. Depends if it was a fair and free election. Oh, I lost. Well, it must not have been a free and fair election, was it? Fuck it. So that's one of the things I do. And then just decide not to leave, make all kinds of fucking changes that might benefit the good of the company. Oh, there's no more. You can't do shit to me and Hunter. I've just pardoned us. So now Congress and the Senate can actually do something. But no, it's getting fucking ridiculous to where the Supreme Court now wants to decide who the president's going to be. And we'll do any fucking thing we can to make sure that happens. I just sent 15 from me and 15. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Because here's the chat. Let's get into the chat. What's Teamaker said? I don't have my readers on.
Hunter smashing his sister-in-law, not illegal, but shows his morals. Now this is so Hunter had an affair.
Before we get into that, as Joe Biden said during the debate, one of the few fucking things he said, "Goddamn Trump, you got the morals of an alley cat." So we can't even bring morals into it, you know. Rudy Giuliani's been fucking his cousins for as long as I can remember, and had married one of them, no fucking shame. Tried to fuck that girl on that Borak, that was Borak's sister. He was trying to fuck her when they brought him into that hotel room. Tried to fuck her on camera because he thought apparently the young hot girl wanted some Rudy dick. I guess, I don't know. But who gives a shit? I mean, if he wants to smash his sister, if I found my brother Timmy John's wife sexually attractive, if I don't abide to those rules, did I just say Biden? If I don't abide to those rules, and if I decide I want to smash, as you say it, my brother's ex-wife, was it the ex-wife? Give me the scenario.
It was his widow. So his brother had passed away.
It's been
this was his widow. And it was one of those things happened. They were grieving.
Yeah, they were grieving. Got horny. Happens all.
Doesn't happen all the time, right?
Teamaker's acting like he hasn't banged a relative's wife. Is that what he's saying? Is that what the Teamaker's saying? That he's acting as if he hasn't banged a dead relative's wife or something of that scenario. Okay, well, maybe he hasn't.
Let's not support the guy that says if she wasn't my daughter, I'd be banging her.
And we still don't know from pictures that I posted earlier today that he wasn't banging her. And then didn't like the way she looked and paid for all of her plastic surgeries. I mean, she wasn't a bad-looking kid. And I'll admit, after all the hundreds of thousands and maybe millions of dollars of plastic surgery, if I'm judging a woman on her physical appearance and her basic looks, yeah, I guess she looks a little better now. But God, my kid's ugly. I got to do something about this shit. I ain't fucking no kid that ugly, you know, because that's pretty much what Trump said. And that's all he's ever done. And then the 13-year-old and 14-year-old that testified against him recently in the Jeffrey Epstein case. Sorry, Jeffrey couldn't testify because Jeffrey was busy. Oh, yeah, he was dead the day after Bill Barr visited him in his prison. That's the fact. Google
right
it.
In the middle of the Trump administration. And
right in the middle of the Trump administration, Bill Barr goes to visit. This is all facts. You can look it up. Bill Barr goes to visit Jeffrey Epstein. I guess out of care and compassion was the only reason.
The president wanted to know how you were doing.
Yeah, if all the people Billy Boy could have gone to visit, he goes to visit Jeffrey Epstein. And then the next day, we think Jeffrey might have committed suicide. Of all the immoral, nasty, stinking shit that man did, it took Bill Barr to go down and put a little bug of morality into his ears. And he decided, you know what? I've been a bad person. I'm going to commit suicide. Yeah, tonight or tomorrow, whenever. You know.
As soon as the cameras are off.
You want to talk? Yeah, as soon as the cameras are off. Did anything happen to the guards on duty to the guys because Trump was president? Billy Barr went down to visit him. Did anything happen to the men that decided there wouldn't be a working camera and that were in charge of making sure the man doesn't commit it? I don't remember anything happening. I don't remember. If anybody can Google that and find out what happened to the men that were on the watch, if you didn't want political, you picked a bad night to get it. So the Teamaker has got a unusual challenge. It was not unusual. Teamaker says, King, I'd be more than happy to donate $75 tonight. If we can just get all the other deadbeats that watch this show, I'm paraphrasing. If we can just get all the other deadbeats that watch this show that try to watch for free and do absolutely as little as goddamn possible, I'm paraphrasing. I'm just trying to read into the intent of the man's donation. If we can get $75 from the group, from the room, I'll donate $75. There's $150. We've fed 3 families. Seems like a great plan to me. It's awful nice of the Teamaker to do that. I said it. Fight.
U.S. prosecutors decided to end their criminal case against 2 Manhattan jail guards who admitted to falsifying records on the night Jeffrey Epstein.
They falsified the records on top of us? I didn't even know that.
No, like they were saying, like, oh, yeah, we're watching him and stuff. Yeah, right.
So we weren't. Actually, we weren't watching him.
Right.
because and then Bill Barr was there the day before.
Yeah, they were accused of falling asleep and surfing the internet instead of checking on Epstein every 30 minutes.
I have a dispute with that comment. How do you fall asleep and surf the internet? How do you sleep?
Maybe one of them fell asleep and the other one was surfing.
And then the other one says, "Well, I ain't doing shit by myself.
Hell, if he's sleeping, I ain't gonna do it. I'll get a little Netflix in.
I can't watch the habitual pervert myself, the habitual rapist who's the king of underage. What? I can't take on that task. I'm just going to surf the internet. You get some nappy time in, Sir Guard. You could have done that the 16 hours before you were due to be here, but why don't you just sleep on government payroll time or whoever the fuck's paying? I don't know if it's a private prison or what it was.
All right, so we have
we have 30 of the 75 already, thanks to the lovely Kevin Marr. The lovely Kevin says he. And Elaine is his boss, by the way, if I remember his notes correctly. His boss even said, let me help. Let me throw in 15 of that. So 15 from Kevin, 15 from Kevin's boss. There's 30 of the 7. Team Maker challenging people to fight. You wanna let me tell you what's wrong with that challenge there, Team Maker? Where are they gonna fight you? You have that type of job to where we can't reveal who you are. You showing up in a mask? Are you borrowing Rey Mysterio's?
Yes.
Oh, and by the way, Raw has made me actually want to watch Raw. And my son predicted this years ago, and I've been saying, y'all are stupid. Y'all are stupid. This ain't gonna happen the way y'all think it is. Dominic's good, but he ain't that good. No. The only reason I gave 2 fucks about Raw the other night was a little bit of the opening promo to see what old Punky Boy had to say. And Punky, and y'all have heard me criticize Punk, that he could be a fucking pain in the ass, and a lot of the things that are said about him in the ring by Seth Rollins and by Drew McIntyre, a couple of former OVW boys, by the way. Well, Seth Rollins was an OVW boy, but he was in the OVW building when I gave him the name Jack Double Barrel Cannon. So Seth Rollins is an honorary OVW boy. He wrestled a few shows in our building. Where was I going? I lost my train of thought. I had a Joe Biden moment. So the things they say in the ring are all shoots. Welcome to the show, Coltrane. Are all shoots. They're all shoots, but they've all agreed to work. We're agreeing to work. Oh God, he said that. This must be real. This must be the real part of Raw. They're all working. If it's on camera, no one died. They're working, folks. They're working.
Especially if it looks like a clusterfuck.
But the things said are true. But the only reasons I gave a fuck to see Monday Night Raw, which I still drastically want them to cut that back to 2 hours. But on Netflix, we know goddamn well they're not going to.
Oh, they are.
It's hard to fill 3 hours of live entertainment every motherfucking week. My son pointed out it's one of the most difficult things to do is to write new, because this was the burden that was put on the Russos, the Bischoffs, whoever was in charge of writing Raw at the time, or TNA or any other fucking show, is to write 52 weeks of brand new material, not for 1 hour, not for a half hour, not for 2 hours, in some cases 3 fucking hours, and then the pay-per-views on top of the television shows and in all your sub shows to write new. How much fucking new material do you think's out there? TV shows don't do it. Used to be Lost in Space was 39 episodes. Yeah. Then I think it dropped to the mid or lower 30s, and then on top of that, they go away for the. Allow me to finish my point. Now you can't get anything with 10 or 12 episodes. Justified 12 episodes, and it was hard to fill 6 seasons of that. But wrestling has to come up with new fucking shit 52 weeks a year. They don't get an off week. Maybe occasionally, Bob, a highlight show once a year?
A couple of times a year, they'll do like a tribute to the troops, which is a taped show.
Yeah.
And doesn't do a lot of stuff. And then the end of the year, there's usually a highlight show.
Yeah.
But it's 50 weeks a year that they have live shows. And like you said, most shows today, even a network show, you might get 20 episodes, maybe.
On the network, like Blue Bloods, 2022.
Yeah, but otherwise you're looking at between 8 and 13 episodes.
But it used to be 39, 36, 39, Lost in Space. I remember seeing some of those black and white episodes. Episode 39. Well, who the and none of the episodes were bad. But then again, we're in another scenario. Now check that out, Bob, because I can't read it.
Money in the Bank pay-per-view highlights were decent. Funny, I just heard Mark Henry say everything in wrestling has been done already. I think Mark Henry was not the first person to say that. And by the way,
no, he was not.
Only freebie.
I love Mark, but he wasn't the first.
Yeah.
And when I said it, I wasn't the first. And when Cornette said it, he wasn't the first. And when Bill Watts said it, long before a lot of us said it, he wasn't the first.
No.
But occasionally you'll see something you haven't seen. So I will differ with them. We haven't seen everything. There are some different things. There's still going to be some different things going to happen, but a lot of them happen by fucking accident. The shit that they're doing that I'm so excited to see, the shit with Dom, where I was going with this to begin with. I wanted to see that. I wasn't sure that Rhea was going to be there last night, but it felt like it could be. And when that music hit, I'm popping like the days of Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, and Chris Jericho's first appearance. That was a hot fucking finish. What now? Was there any post-Raw clips posted? Because I thought it would have been a good idea. Somebody had a cell phone. We got a little bit more.
I've seen a couple of.
I haven't.
Yeah, not much happened. Rhea walked out, and Dom was kind of like following her, going.
So she was just there hanging out all night, watching Dom get stretched. And have you noticed how dirty Raw has gotten recently?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not on Netflix yet. You're still supposedly PG-13. And then what was it? The Pat McAfee said that the Braun Breaker was built like a brick shit house on the air. They had to believe that.
I think he's a rogue.
And then the Cole says, "Well, you could have said it. You could have said it differently." He, well, no, I didn't. And then all the sexual endo jokes made about. But the line of the night, that made me laugh my ass off was Carlito. How would you address Priest clearly being pan? How would I address it? Well, our rules in OVW, that was all on the fucking referee. Because if the music and whoever wants to argue this is full of shit because you ain't done it and I have. The rules of Ohio Valley Wrestling are pretty much the rules of almost every company I've ever been affiliated with, associated with, or have heard about, whether I worked with them or not. That was all on the ref, and that's why Triple H was more or less putting the heat on the ref. There's not really any heat on Damien, Priest, because Priest ain't supposed to kick out. Priest is supposed to have the music hit, and then the ref stops, and then Priest looks up. A sort of kick out, but that shit's been done 157,000 times to the Mark Henry rule. Everything's been done. So there's no heat on Priest, and there's no heat on Seth.
No,
the heat's on the fucking referee, because if there's a fuck up, you can't count on the ignorance of the wrestling fan. There's plenty of that going around, but even they know you're supposed to count the third count. So in OVW, the rules were, if the dumb fuck wrestler doesn't kick out, and in this case, Priest wasn't supposed to, he wasn't supposed to kick out, the music was supposed to hit. The music didn't hit. So the heat's on the music guy, and the heat is on the referee. Because if the music dumb fuck doesn't hit the goddamn play button on his cassette player, then the referee has to count 3. So there's only 2 fucking people to blame. The cassette player guy, they're playing VHS tape. Kenny, they don't have cassettes. Well, they're not supposed to have fucking VHS tapes either. But we had a nicely produced video on a fucking VHS tape that puts glitches and glurks in it. Will you fucking stop?
Old VHS.
If you're going to put your believability aside, they're producing nicely done VHS tapes with glitches and blurbs to make you think the goddamn thing was recorded in 56 when they didn't have VHS tapes.
No, I think it was.
I got a closet full. They don't.
I think it's their player that is that old, right?
The player. Well, just in case. They can't. Any fucking dead people show up.
They can't find any
VHS tape. We'll have a way to play it. Oh, they contact. Y'all don't know this. WWE contacted me and Cornette during the show. Mm-hmm. Hey, just in case any fucking dead people show up with a Betamax, do y'all still have your Sony SLHF 1000s? Well, I do. Mine's in the kitchen. I haven't plugged it up in many moons, but it's ready to go, and I'm assuming it will play. So they really now need to throw Raw into a loop. Is the next time the little creeps show up with a nicely produced videotape, have it on beta and watch the scramble in the truck then. And then you hear them on the phone calling me and Cornette, the only two known human beings to still have a functioning Sony SLHF 1000 beta editing deck. Pro editor, by the way, made a lot of money with that thing. There you go. And I just woke up, motherfucker. And I'm riled up over fucking Monday goddamn night Raw.
So I would have thought that the referee could have. I mean, if he's going to do the one,
you almost gave me a rock moment because I'm in the mood tonight. Say exactly what you were saying again. I thought that the referee.
It doesn't matter what you
go ahead.
You didn't see that coming.
Yeah. He could have done the slide the hand under the shoulder thing to go. Oh no, I'm not. Because their shoulders are never flat down on the ground anyway, right?
Not often.
Yeah, you can
unless you're
slide your hand in there and go, that much.
Who was the referee they called the shooter that was with Jimmy Forever and Smokey? WCW died. What's his name?
Oh, Pee-wee. Not Pee-wee. What the hell?
Not Pee-wee. No, not Pee-wee. It was Hildebrand, Brian Hildebrand.
But what was he called? CW? Because that's driving me crazy now. He had a different name.
Well, Brian Hildebrand was his real name.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of guys called him Shooter because he told everybody he was a tough guy. He told me that when he was sick and dying. That was we met in Philadelphia, and it was evident he was dying then. Mark Curtis.
There you go.
Mark Curtis was his working name, and we were having a discussion at dinner. And we all knew he was dying, and he went to dinner with us in Philadelphia. And he looks across the table at something in the debate, and he says, "Well, Kenny, I could shoot on you." I went, yeah, you could. You're dying of cancer. You're 1/3 my size, and I'm fairly well trained at shit myself. So yeah, we could do that, but I guess the heat's going to be on me for beating up a guy dying of cancer. So I guess we're going to let you get in a few, make it look good. Shooter.
All the way.
But hey, go out strong. Go out strong. If you're dying of cancer, just threaten to whip anybody's ass and see if anybody takes you up on it.
Right.
Oh, there will be somebody.
I'll have
beat up on the cancer guy.
I will have trouble emerging as the good guy. You Kenny beat the shit out of that fucking Mark Curtis guy. Did you see that beating he put on him? Shooter my ass. Kenny beat him like he's dying of cancer. Oh, he was dying of cancer. Oh, well, maybe Kenny shouldn't have done that. No, maybe Kenny should have just laid down and took one. But Kenny, that fucking ego, he had to whip the guy with cancer. So that was a no-win situation I got put in.
Hey,
I could just come across there and shoot on you.
The Dom stuff.
No, we're not doing any fucking Bronco counts. We're not doing any slide under the goddamn shoulder. The rules are if the guy don't kick out, count because when you slide the hand over the shoulder,
they still could
the
have
fans
done
still
something.
know what you fucking did.
Yeah, they still could have done something. They could have called an audible in the ring, even if he'd counted. Drew
there
still
probably
comes
should have
in.
been a backup plan. If the music doesn't hit, kick the fuck out, and then the heat is on free. Now, we don't know if there was a backup plan, but Triple H sure didn't think there was one. Yeah, I need to talk to the referee to see what he saw that the rest of us didn't see. So he was putting all the heat on the ref. They were acting like there was no backup plan because we're WWE and we're the fucking greatest goddamn thing in the world, and our guy will hit the cassette player play button. Of all the shit I thought I was going to talk about tonight, I never dreamed.
He probably hit rewind. He probably hit rewind.
Yeah, rewind. God damn it! I've just hit.
I got to get it queued back up.
I just hit the Wyatt family tape by accident. Now we got to watch that shit. I don't know how to stop it. Let me see if there's any other donations because we're about to go off the air.
Well, we have $30, so that's going to keep us here for.
Well, that'll keep us here a little bit longer. Let me get my glasses. Y'all have gotten a hell of a show of me being in a mood over a fucking 3 count.
That'll be 15 minutes. So, Kenny, I do have a baseball trivia thing for you as soon as you're done checking the
yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm always up for baseball trivia, being as we've got some bot time here.
Correct.
Let's see. And I'm sure T-Maker won't mind because I'm sure T-Maker will agree that if we cannot raise $75 from the fucking group We are YouTube exclusive tonight. That's why the numbers are so massive, because all the freeloaders don't know, well, fuck, I normally watch on either Facebook or Twitter. I could just go to YouTube, maybe make a small donation, maybe participate with this live event, maybe help feed some people, or no, God, the fear and agony of donating $3 to $5 to help feed somebody. I don't want to be a part of that shit. Sydney Martin has donated $10.
Okay. The ridiculous shit is that people will go pay $10 a month or more for somebody's Patreon and not think twice about it.
Oh, that kills me.
Who did the $10?
Sydney Martin. Give me a second. Tony, it should say the price right on the screenshot I sent you of $67 or so for the setup on Friday and $162 for Saturday and Sunday. Period. That is down from the $200 they were charging us plus. So I'm pretty sure that was on the screenshot, but if not, you now know. Period. Sorry, when I hadn't heard from you later in the afternoon, I had other shit to do. Period. Now I'm doing other shit.
Like a show.
Yeah, like a live show.
Good day.
Now you see how the sausage
it's trying to save me because it won't let me. Oh, now it types. It won't let me say I said good day, but I'm going to say it. Hang on. Going back up and doing it again. Now you see how the soup's made. Good day.
Good day.
Probably just got me fired. What's the price of that hotel? Says right on the fucking screenshot what the price was. We were paying $200 a day plus means 26% tax and gratuity, another 8% sales tax, so to around $235 a day, and I got us down to $162 a day. And the setup day was $230 something a day. I got that down to like $62. So I saved us a lot of money. The stupidity I must deal with in the course of a day. Hope you're watching. I know he's not, because I blocked him from being able to see the show. Because I say a lot of mean shit on here about him sometimes. So we got $10 from Sydney Martin. And then we have the $30 pledge there from Kevin Marr, I believe. Give me 1 minute. It says I've got 5 messages here. Let's see if any of that's money. So, yeah, we have the $10 from Sydney Martin. Even though I was told there would be no more money coming in from her to speak of for a while, the lovely Nicole has donated $15. I'll let her talk about anything she wants to talk about her current employment situation. We've kind of mentioned it on here, but they apparently rushed things on her a little bit. Oh, and Kevin Mars already sent the money from his employer and himself of the $30. So we have 30, 40, 55 of the 75 has been raised. So we only need 25 more, and thanks to the tea maker, we've had a decent night. That'll come close to feeding 3 families. One of the things I need to help get taken care of tonight, and if we can't raise it here, I'll fucking handle it myself. Eunice has been having a lot of vision problems lately, and she needs reading glasses. Now, this is going to sound like a lot more than it's going to be. The fucking reading glasses, and I told her, I said, well, goddamn, don't they sell the readers there like I use on my show? I got a couple different ones, one for the computer, one for the phone. You know, don't they have a place there where you can get them for $2 or $3? And apparently, nowhere near Calbiog City. So her new readers, and this is cheap compared to what those of us that go to a real eyeglasses place or an optometrist and pay, her readers are $60. But here's the good news. Some good Samaritan paid for 40 of it. They sent her 40 to help her out, I guess assuming that me and the show could do the other 20. So if anybody out there would like to help out with her reading glasses, or maybe wants to be the one person that helps with that, because we got a lot of other fucking shit we're helping with. A lot of money that's already been sent out before we got any money in, as you all know. If anybody wants to be the one to help her do that, you'll get credit for it. I'll let her know you're the one that helps. So if there's anybody out there that's got $20, maybe Green Lord. You said Green Lord's been taking up a lot of space in here tonight.
Well, a couple of questions then.
All right. Well, that's a lot of space for a guy that doesn't have a badge or made any donations because we're not even supposed to read them.
Yeah. So my readers, I've got readers, but I can't just go get the store.
You can't
3X, 4X, 5X. No, I've got to have prescription readers.
Really?
Because
Okay.
it's a different prescription than my normal progressive lenses that have the far off and close. But I do have some readers.
I don't think I've ever had a pair like that. Mine are either for distance, but I don't need those anymore. I don't need glasses when I drive. I even see my instrument panel pretty good. But if I'm looking at the phone, more often than not, I can get by without having readers on the phone. Let me see. Now, today it's a little blurry. But probably because I've had these on. But sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and rub a little rubbing alcohol on my face to spark me to life. Do any of y'all do that, or am I the only one? I think
rubbing alcohol.
I got a relative that does that too. But I start my day. Where's my? I'll do it right here on camera.
Well, hydrogen peroxide in my face.
$20. Kenny Bolin's gonna rub alcohol on his face. Because this is how I get my day started a lot of times, and I'll get it right in the fucking eyes. Just to spark me up. It opens the nasal. It shows you I'm not wearing makeup. It opens my nasal passages.
Yeah, it would definitely do that.
Definitely do that.
No. It opens the nasal passages. Cleans the eyes out thoroughly. I think it just took my retinas out.
I just use eye drops and nasal spray.
Well, I have all that shit too. But rubbing alcohol, that's $3.98 for the night. That's 90 proof right there. That ain't the bullshit half and half alcohol.
That's what I use.
This is 91%. So there's only 9% other shit in there.
Now I will use it for aftershave because it closes the pores immediately.
Oh yeah. I do that too. Because I
shave yourself at all, you'll know where it's at.
I shave once. I shave once a week. I shave once a week whether I have to or not. And when you spray the alcohol on, if you did any little nicks or tings, it will find it. This will find your nicks and tings and let you know you shaved maybe a touch close. So surely to God, there's somebody out there that'll pay $20 to watch me rub 91% isopropyl alcohol on my face and my mouth, up my nose, and in my eye sockets. I do it every day. I've been doing it every day for years. I do it multiple times a day. Now
3 of his 7 orifices, right?
There you go.
Audio cut out real bad. Try it one more time.
3 of your 7. Was it 7 orifices?
7. Yeah. Wait.
6.
I'm going to kick you out and come back in because the audio is probably still going to be bad, but I'm going to try it. I'll be back.
6,
I'll be back.
2,
7.
Yeah, 7.
8. 9.
What's going on with you?
The down below orifices.
My.
All right. So, speaking of orifices, Dominic and Liv had more close encounters of the innuendo kind. And of course, I knew Rhea was showing up because, Priest on the phone. Oh, hey, how you doing? All right. And then his little announcement to the boys. It's like, I'll just keep it to myself. And Dom will find out later. I'm like, all right, well, Rhea's showing up tonight.
Oh, yeah.
All right, it's better for now. We'll see how long that lasts. I guess I got to go back into the computer and redo all the 3 things I did previously to fix it up. I have to wear mine when I'm on the computer drive. No, I wear, back to glasses. I wear the 1.5s to read. It kind of focuses what's on the computer screen. I could probably go to 1.0s on these. We were just guessing because 3.0s on the computer screen do not work that well. Matter of fact, it's worse. So these are 1.5s. I probably need, and I got them for $2. So I probably need to go back and get, because I got some 1.75s here. They were a touch strong. I'm thinking 1.0s are fine for the computer screen. It just kind of fine tunes everything a little bit. I'm going to get some 1.0s next time I'm there. These are the 3.0s, which my optometrist recommended. And I did it. You mean not one of you is going to help Eunice get her glasses after I splashed rubbing alcohol in my goddamn face? That I do every day. That ain't that big of a deal, but I thought y'all, because I know none of you.
Did you get lens replacement? So is that what you got? I don't get
who got
implants. You got the $6 million man thing done in the eye.
Lena needs a little help. She's looking to get 2,500 pesos to help with childcare and food for her son JJ, because she had to move back to Manila to get a housekeeping job. Her job went away where she's lived in what's the name of that fucking city? It is way south of Calbiog City. The Dumaguete is where Mango lives. Davao City is kind of where Ice Cream lives. Kidapawan. Lena was living in a city called Kidapawan or something of that nature. She's already back in Manila, and she promised the people taking care of her son, because she's going to be gone 3 to 6 months, and she was hoping that we could raise maybe 2,500 pesos to help with the child care and the feeding of her son and his school supplies. Ruby May needs school supplies. That's $1,000. That's $20. So this is where a lot of the money's going tonight that we're raising. Ruby May needs supplies. Lots of school supplies. Cheska needs school supplies. This is her first year of college. Ruby May and her 2 siblings need school supplies. That's 1,000 pesos each. Ruby's one of my daughter. So I said, well, I will assure you Ruby will have hers. I will assure you
other kids can scramble by with the scraps that she threw.
Yeah, you can get the scrappy leftover. There's only so many kids I can help by myself. I need you guys to help me with the rest of it. Billy Sellers is going to come on Thursday and make a nice challenge similar to what the Tea Maker's done tonight. So we're $20 shy of matching the challenge. And then if anybody would like to help sponsor to get units for glasses, she's got 2,000 of the 3,000 pesos she needs. I told her we would do our best. Lena's writing me right now, says the people taking care of JJ could really use the financial help. She assumed that she could just ask for the money and I'd have it, but we've sent out so fucking much money that I don't. So that's what we're working on, guys. Let's see. Dutch says he does not have television. Oh, okay. Oh, I offered my good friend Dutch Mantel. Have I ever mentioned him on the show before? Yeah, I think his name came up earlier on the credit thing. I offered him because I added to my YouTube TV account Stars, Showtime, Paramount Plus. What else did I offer? Showtime, Paramount Plus, and what else did I offer?
Peacock.
No, I didn't offer Peacock. I didn't offer the cock because those weren't mine. They're not mine to offer, as I learned years ago.
Yes.
Got yelled at for that. Now that I think about it,
yelled at. I don't think it was quite a yell. I think it was more.
You scream quite loudly.
Stern disappointment.
And Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Who the fuck is?
It's called Janice Rising. It was my goddamn sister. Didn't think you'd mind, as Raylan Givens said to the end of the to Nick Searcy mini. I didn't think you'd mind. As for apologies, what is it? Apologies. I'm sorry. I didn't think you'd mind. I just shot him in the ass. I didn't think he'd be upset about it.
All right, yeah. Kenny. While we're waiting for these donations to roll in, there are 7 ways in Major League Baseball that a batter can reach first.
Yes, base. It's the same one that we used to go to. We should have the address.
7 ways.
7 ways to reach.
Yes, it's the same hotel.
Hit by pitch.
Hang on. Yes. It's the same hotel. Give me a second, because now it's recording my fucking anger. Motherfuck. I hope he's watching.
He suddenly put all of the characters in all caps.
I did. Give me a second. Fucking piece of shit iPhone 10.
Damn.
We have the technology.
You think I would update? Well, I've got the Google 8 Pro for civilized people.
Right.
But I have but the only way I can communicate with him is on a fucking iPhone. And fortunately, I still have one laying around here. I have been asked to trade in my phone towards that, but through stiff negotiations with the AT&T tower, I didn't have to pay $1,100 for that phone because they told me it was free when I got it. Well, I made them honor it, so it's now free. It's unlocked, and I now have Q-Link wireless on his phone for free. So I don't have to pay anything for the phone. I don't pay anything for the fucking service. And this motherfucker just stays on Wi-Fi. The bat phone, the phone you can't destruct. I've had it for 7 years. Considering it's a 7-year-old phone, it works great.
Oh yeah.
If you factor that in. I got to write Bob. We got to write Dr. Pepper. I got a emergency going on over here. I've got 1 12-pack of the coconuts left. Nobody can find them. I got people looking all over the world for Dr. Pepper coconut. I find it very difficult to believe that they just made them for a few weeks and then quit making them. So I need to write Dr. Pepper on the Twitter. You know how much trouble I have with that. I want
Dr. You want the zero, right? Well, Kroger.
No, I want coconut zero. I want coconut zero. I mean, if they make a regular coconut, I'll take it if that's all they got. But here's what I want worded to Dr. Pepper. We will give you
Dr. Pepper.
I will take down the McDonald's logo. I'll take down the McDonald's logo and put up the Dr. Pepper logo and leave it up there for 90 days in exchange for 6 12-packs or 24 or 3 24-packs, whatever they can do, of the Coconut Zero Dr. Pepper. I will take down the McDonald's logo, put up the Dr. Pepper logo. We'll kiss Dr. Pepper's ass on here and their anal orifice, whatever they prefer, for 90 days. 3 shows a week as a rule. In exchange, or if you're a public citizen and you want to be the one to pick me up 6 12-packs of that, let me know what the price is. If you find a reasonable price, I'll fucking pay for it. I'd rather trade it out with Dr. Pepper themselves. But I need 6 12-packs of that shit because I'm now hoarding it. I got people wanting to try. No, you can't try it. I only got 12 cans left. Now I got a refrigerator. I got a refrigerator full of all kinds of other shit like the spice and the strawberry and the cherry Pepsi and the Coke Zero. The Pepsi
8-pack is available on Amazon.
But okay, hang on. Allow me to guess the price. An 8-pack of coconuts. Is it in a can or in the bottles? I bet it's the bottles.
12 fluid ounce can.
12 fluid ounce can. 8-pack. I've never seen an 8-pack. Let me guess. I am dictating a letter to Bob to write. Yeah, but Bob is now my secretary. Costa Tart, from what I've heard of your employment, you might want to be my little secretary. This show just gets so I'm like Monday Night Raw. I'm just getting filthy for no reason.
We don't have any worries.
It ain't necessary to be that dirty on here. They're putting a fish house in Brandon. Hey, well, I'll write him and let him know. Here, let's throw that up here. We got to get a screenshot of that, Bob.
Take out for just a second.
Because they put up fish house and he leaves. They're putting a fish house up. Well, that's great, man. I didn't know that. I'll have to make sure that's Malik's. Malik wrote me just the other day, and so there we go. So we'll get can you get a screenshot of that, Bob, or do I need to do it?
I can do that.
You can do it. Mine is a process. I have to hit print screen, choose full window, and then go into my folders to find it. It used to be a lot easier. Windows 11 changed some shit.
All right. There you go.
Costa Tart, you could be doing this dictation for me. I hear you got a little free time on your hands.
I've heard that she likes dictation.
That was filthy, and I will not allow that on this show.
What?
That's almost as bad as Carlito. It doesn't look that hard, Carlito. Looks hard to me. Got the shit slapped out of him. I had to call my son when I saw that. I was laughing hysterically. Oh, as a matter of fact, I was having an argument with one of my wrestling friends today. And as you know, Adam Pearce, the general manager of Raw, now follows me on the Twitter. You probably saw it. It was making all the news.
I did see that.
Making all the news. I think I created a lot of that news. But I was shocked to see that Adam Pearce has in the neighborhood of a couple 100,000 followers. Well, that shocked me. I thought the general manager of Raw would have more than 200,000 followers as the big grand poobah over there running all the shit. I thought so, but no offense. It's 178,000 more than I got. So I see that, and I see he follows 807 people. And then I made a little comment in one of his things there about Karrion Kross ratting out. Who did he rat out, Bob? I think
Kofi.
He ratted out Kofi Kingston for cussing in front of children. And Carrie Cross wanted Kofi Kingston fined. What he did.
So gimmick or what?
Adam Pearce writes back, "Hey, thank you for ratting him out. I will take this under consideration. I have never spoke to Adam Pearce in my life. I've never met him that I know of. My son was a big fan of him in NXT, but I did not follow his NXT.
I met him at a seminar.
He's never met me. I
Former
didn't even
NWA
know
champion.
That's what I hear. So I didn't know any of this stuff, and I chime in. I said, "Well, Adam," I said, "you should think Carrie or something of this nature. See, it sounds like a federal crime to me. We need indictments brought." Well, he got a kick out of that, and then a few seconds later, Adam Pearce is following you, and I go look at this. And instead of 807 followers, he's now follows 808. I said, well, out of 190,000 that have bothered to follow him, I'm one of the 808 that he chose. So I wrote him an inbox message. He was very nice and very kind. Who's the announcer that I write back and forth with? Backstage guy, does such a great job. My Predigen does not work on names, by the way. Y'all figure that out by now.
No.
Who's my son helped me today.
Jackie Redmond.
Who?
The new one.
Not
the backstage guy, bald guy. Not.
Oh, is it Pete?
Scott Hudson.
No, not fucking Scott Hudson. No, when's the last? Scott Hudson hadn't been seen since the Civil War.
He's mainstream.
Hang on.
It's a Jewish name. I know the
y'all can come up with the bald-headed black man who does interviews. A lot of people think it's you. Think it's you.
Oh, Byron Saxton. Okay, I thought you were talking about the dude that's on the radio.
Oh,
White guy.
We now need to book Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in Austin, Texas, Mr. Bolin. I know you're busy, Mr. Bolin, but we now need to book Austin, Texas. Well, I ain't gonna do it because I don't like it. He's still right.
I wouldn't do it. All right, tell him we're doing a show. We have a trivia question outstanding that we've not been.
Yeah, we haven't done that trivia. Byron Saxton, thank you. You going to donate now? Because I don't think anybody else has. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, no. Nobody wants to help Eunice with her glasses, not even the Iceman.
The ick
who probably was terrified to even make that comment because he thought we might ask you something that he ain't done in fucking ever. Good Lord. Tony, are you still writing?
Fine, I got some.
He's still writing. He's still writing.
I'll be right back again.
Better hook the icon back up on the this thing is glitching like a bitch, but let's try the trivia question.
All right. There are 7 ways to reach first base as a batter. What are those 7 ways? And you might say 8 if you separate.
I'm hearing about 1 out of every 8 words.
There are 7 ways for a batter to reach first base.
Save the trivia question. I'm not hearing a thing. I'm lucky to hear 1 out of every 8 words. And it got worse when Coltrane kicked out. Maybe when Coltrane kicks back in, it'll work better. I don't know. You need an automated message saying that you're recording awesomeness, and we'll get back to them at your. Yeah, you might be right. Well, the viewers have gone up. Let's see if somebody. We need $25 to match San Antonio for next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, not this weekend. She's doing Dallas this weekend. Okay. I will get on this at 9:00 Central Time tomorrow. Piece of shit fucking phone.
Well, we are actually.
I will get on this at 9:00 Central Time tomorrow.
Well, based on our $55 that we've earned tonight, we are at our limit. We're actually 2 minutes over. So the trivia question can just wait.
We're not going to acknowledge that answer.
Well, I'm glad. See, the problem's on my end. I guess I'm going to have to break down. My son's trying to get me to get some type of iMac computer that's on sale for like $550 and just replace this fucking hunk. He told me to get as far away from fucking Windows as I can get because Windows fucked up one of his computers. Fortunately, I got Costco to reimburse him the $1,200, even though he had it right at a year. I punked Costco out, and they reimbursed him for it. And he found a iMac computer that he says will replace this big fucking thing I got now, get me the fuck off of Windows, and a lot of my goddamn problems go away. And I'm almost strongly considering doing it. I can put it on a pay in 4 and make 4 payments on it, and won't be that big of a deal. And plus, I can I can use it for work. I can use it for this, so tax write off. But this motherfucker's getting. I knew I shouldn't have took that update when I saw it, but it acted like I had to. Oh, did Dr. Bill renew his membership? Well, that'll be the only $3 we get out of him. So, well, your trivia question is for the fans because I didn't hear hardly a word of it. You can try it one more time.
No, they don't get it.
They don't get it. There are 7 ways
Okay.
for a batter to reach first base.
Yes. Heard
What
that
are
much.
those 7 ways?
The 7 ways are to just fucking come out of the dugout and take it, whether anybody likes it or not. That's the one way most people don't know.
Seven
That if
legal
you
ways.
whip the umpire and the first base coach's ass and you can pick it up and just pull it out of the ground, it's yours. And most people don't even know that rule is in effect. So what did Kevin say? Because Kevin don't know. Who answered the question? Iceman. He don't know shit. He never donates shit. You can get hit by a pitch, correct. BB.
Based on balls.
Based on balls.
I always thought it was bean
That'd
ball.
be a walk, right? Yeah, that'd be a walk. Oh, yeah, that's correct. Strikeout, pass ball, that is correct. Error, that is correct.
Dropped third strike is actually.
And maybe obstruction interference. Well, it's not maybe. Yeah, if the catcher interferes with your swing, you are awarded first base, correct?
Those are the 7 ways. A walk,
There you go.
hit, an error, fielder's choice, and catcher.
Well, there's actually 8 ways because you all didn't mention my way of just punking out the fucking first base umpire, the first base, and just taking the base because they're so shocked. They said, well, he fucking took it. What are we going to do?
You can always take it between innings when the other team walks off the field.
Oh,
Your guys are walking out there. You just steal it.
Well, yeah. Thank you, Pasta Tart. That was covered. That HBP is hit by pitch.
Correct.
Pasta Tart doesn't understand abbreviations, but she did make a $15 donation. We haven't seen any new donations.
$15 abbreviated. It was a full 15.
Yeah, we haven't seen any new donations come in here tonight. I'm looking. No.
So that's it, folks. You did. Thank you for your.
Yeah, we were here 1 hour 1 minute. Thank you, Tea Maker, for doing your best. We came up $25 short. Eunice does not get her glasses because I am spent out.
Oh, well,
I'll tell you what, let's go 5 more minutes and see if there's one fucking human being out there or 2 that'll at least help us get the $25 to match.
What is going on with you over there?
That was my Eunice invitation.
Well, that's what the poor thing's doing right now. The poor thing can't do anything else.
Yeah.
Her glasses apparently are way heavily more prescribed than mine. And it's been about 1.5 years since we've gotten her any new glasses, maybe 2 years. It's been so let's go 4 more minutes and just see if one of y'all is fucking decent enough to help us. Because if we get $25 more, at least we get 75 from Tea Maker. Because the deal was if we can't raise 75, I ain't donating. We'll save it for another day.
Yeah,
So
next you have 55. So we
got 55. We need $20 more. And then we can help take care of some families. And I guess it'll be up to me to pay for the glasses, it looks like. So.
And school supplies.
Oh God. Well, I got to get the Ruby May her school supply. Thank you, Bill. Don't break the bank. Down to $18 now. I don't know. Who knows? It's close. Real quickly on European politics, I thought that it was in stone that the right-wing parliament was taken over in Paris. And then apparently a reversal of decision, the referee forgot to counter something in Paris, and the Democrats just heavily overruled all the shit that where it looked like they were becoming a right-wing government. Explain that to me, Bob. We might go a few minutes over. So you might know more about that. Hang on. Explain to me how that happened, because what's that?
$2.16.
Well, there we go. That's even more than we thought it was. Like I said, don't break the bank. Money's tight over there. Money's about to get better though, because Europe heavily ruled out 15 years of Republican right-wing rule. That's gone. They voted that shit out. Paris, we thought was going right-wing, but apparently not. So explain that to me, Bob. How did that happen? How was there a night 2 at the pay-per-view that we didn't know about?
In France, there is the initial voting, and then like we have runoff elections, there's the second round of voting. Well, the far right party won a lot of the seats in that initial round of voting. But
because what I was hearing on the news is that this is it. You know, this is now a right-wing fucking country now.
They didn't win 50%. Now, France is like a lot of countries that have the parliament where it's like whichever party can get enough other parties to come in with them and form a ruling government. That's how it works. So the far right didn't have enough to
go figure
to take over the thing themselves.
Kind of like here in America.
The centrist party, which is the one that's been in charge, and the far left worked out a deal. They're like, look, we can't let these guys get in charge. We'll form a government if we get enough votes. And so they basically ran enough candidates or got enough candidates elected in the second round of voting to form
and heavily overruled what had been done on night 1, from what I understand.
Yeah, well, it didn't really overrule it, but they had enough votes, right? That they
to get it done.
They had more than the folks always protest vote in the one of the reasons that both parties are getting pushed to the extremes is because of the primaries, because middle class, middle of the road, independent voters don't vote in the primaries, right? It's the party faithful that vote in the primaries. And to get the party faithful's vote, you have to go further and further to the extreme. Democrat Party, to get all the progressives, Republicans, you get all the far right nut cases. And the centrists really just kind of get left out in the middle. And then you've got these candidates who were basically unelectable in the general election because the average guys are going like, these people all suck. They picked the lesser of the two evils, which in this most recent set of times has been still fairly evil. But one party has made sure that they make their evilness very well known.
Very well known. Danhausen would probably be their president, right?
I think that there is going to be, and I think Anthony has probably said this, Scaramucci. I know some other folks that I follow have said that there will be a third party, centrist third party in the United States, probably within the next 10 years. And it will be.
I think it's going to be sooner. I think it's going to be sooner than that because whatever happens with this Trump shit, and King Biden, by the way, thank you, Supreme Court. King Biden now, we can solve this shit right now. And yeah, extreme right ain't gonna like it. Fuck them. Who cares? Because the Supreme Court was stupid enough to make Joe Biden the king. Joe Biden, King Biden, Lord Biden, whatever you'd like to call him, needs to now make an executive order that nobody running for president, including himself, no convicted felon, can run for presidential office. Just make it an executive order. He's the king. It's a presidential act. Anybody run against me, you just can't be a convicted felon. That's all we ask you to do. And oh, by the way, maybe let's throw in if you've ever been accused of rape. Well, then somebody will accuse Joe of rape, but he's a sitting president. You can't do shit to him.
It's easy to be accused.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll accuse Joe of rape because that's probably been done. I wouldn't doubt it. They accused him of having sexual improprieties with his daughter. Trump posts pictures basically humping his 13-year-old daughter. I haven't seen any pictures of Joe doing this, but apparently
Biden sniffed hair though.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I got a confession to make. I don't know for a fact if I have or haven't. But it's a possibility that back in the 70s, I might have. Oh, your hair smells pretty.
When they
I
get
guarantee you. Oh, there's shit we got by with in the 70s that women ate up because we thought they liked it, and then there came a day they didn't. I sound like an honorary Republican right now.
Valid access.
Well, they liked it back then, and there's some women that still do. There's because when I book my hotels, there's still. I called one today. I said, "Well, thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it." Oh no, my dear, that's not what we're doing. Well, there's a lot of women out there that'll freak out if you call them sweetheart, my dear. sugar, sweetie, you know, all the shit that old men.
No problem.
But no, I called one my dear today. Well, she's older than I am, so she didn't give a shit. And I tell them up front, but do I have the permission to speak freely with it? And then I'll just cuss like I do on this show. I said, no, I work for fucking insane lunatics. You know, pardon me that we're having this much trouble. I work for fucking morons, but you're working with me now. Ignore the fucking morons you've been dealing with in the past. You're now dealing with me. So now, do we understand each other? Yes, we do. Okay, just want to make sure we understood each other. Back to our normal conversation. And I'll just ask, do I have permission to speak freely? Because sometimes you have to lay it out in layman's terms. I work for fucking morons. But you're dealing with me, and I call the shots. Yeah, they signed my check, but you made a deal with a moron, and I'm going to fix the fucking deal you had. Here we go. So, but if they say, do you mind curse words? Oh, no, I encourage curse words. Great. You're my kind of person. We're going to get along great. But Tony always says to me, God, the hotel managers seem to love you. Well, I'm real with them. You know, I'm not some fucking phony bot machine calling them up. Robot, I guess I should say. You know, I talk to them like a fucking real person. And I don't worry about getting fired. I don't worry about misrepresenting the company because I am the representation of the company. And Bob cannot get away with what I do, I'm sure. Bob can't do this shit. So that's why my job can be more fun. Because I've made a lot of great friends in the hotel business. I've irritated a couple of them when they refuse to even get in striking distance. Well, Kenny, you've been dealing with lesser hotels. Our hotel is $800 a day for the meeting space, and we can get that contract. No, you're not going to get me out of contract because your competitor across the street, who also has a pretty nice hotel, has offered us $150 a day and a free setup day on Friday, and you're offering me $800 a day, and a $500 setup fee is a sweet favor. Which one do you think I'm going to go with? Is your hotel $550
$700 a day better?
Yeah. Is it $700 a day better when we're just inviting people to come sit down and take a look at our products and they're going to be there 2 hours and leave? No. I do this in 36 states across the country. If you don't take my deal, one of your competitors is. You know how I know that? Every day for 7 years, somebody takes the deal. If it ain't you, your competitor across the street, how bad do you want our bride and groom leads? Apparently not real bad because now your competitor's going to get them. So I've had some, and one of the girls' names is Joni. Well, guess what? Me and Joni have clashed heads, and every time I call, Kenny, I've already told you we don't want that deal. Yeah, but you're going to leave one day. And when you leave, I'm going to get the new general manager, and she's going to take my deal. Well, that's mighty assumptive of you. I've been here for 7 years. I called today, and Joni had been replaced in San Diego. It's San Diego of all places, out there in Kieran McDonald land.
I've been replaced by Kieran McDonald.
Yeah, Kieran McDonald, now the general manager, and he couldn't wait to please me. So, no, a new girl named Catherine. Catherine was, I don't know where she's from. I'm thinking maybe Europe. She had a bit of a European accent and was just a bundle of fun. We had a ball. Kenny, I really want to get your business back. I said, well, Joni didn't act like she wanted our business. She was giving me ridiculous prices. You're dealing with me now. What happened to Joni? She's not here anymore. I said, she told me she's never leaving. She left. And that's why every 3 months I call back. She says, I've been here when you've called and I've heard how she's talked to you. And I said, well, probably why she's gone. She was rude. She was nasty. And Joni was fine for a while. And then she got us in there and then tried to jack our prices up to the fucking moon. And we just don't do that. If they some hotel in town will take our deal. That's just how that works. You're getting educated on the hotel booking business, folks, and how to count three in a fucking wrestling match. Those are the two things you're going to learn here today. No offense to my co-host. No under the fucking shoulder. None of that. None of the goddamn it was almost. And what was the other? Someone else had another idea in here. I forgot what it was. No, but no. No, the fans
counted the three. Just be done with
the fans are not total motherfucking idiots. Count three, and then we just change the finish match. Like Rock and Hogan talk about how they switched up that match just in the middle of the fucking match. You know, it's a different scenario.
Well, all they
had to do, and like Rock has been putting out videos about how they changed up what they were going to do with Roman. Well, yeah, we were going to do this, and this. But it was obvious the fans wanted this. So I went to Triple H, and Triple H went along with it. And they changed the whole fucking thing of what they were going to do because the fans made a statement. I think when we have the Battle of the Usos, I strongly think because I don't know if people see it coming or not. Me and Chris see it. Maybe a lot of the fans do. But we think once Roman comes back, Obviously, Paul Heyman's going to side with Roman, obviously, whenever he comes back. And then somehow we get both of the Usos now on the same page. So you got 2 Usos, Roman. We need a 4th Uso. The 4th Uso, Sami Zayn. Not Cody. A lot of people saying Cody, not Cody.
Saying CM.
And now Sammy has some real good meaning again because he's going to be thrilled to be that 4th Uso.
Right.
Don't even let him campaign for it. He's just let Roman make that decision. We need a 4th person. And a lot of people are saying Cody, not Cody. Cody's got his own shit. Cody can feud with anybody. Sammy, the other Uso. You think Cody's going to go Cody Russo? Fuck no, because if Cody's in it, it's no longer bloodline versus bloodline. Sammy has been an Uso and wanted to be a fucking Uso and tried to be the peacemaker with the Usos when shit was south. Sammy was always there to try to make the Usos better. So that's how I see it. My son agrees with it. And so fuck whatever the rest of you think.
Triple H is now scribbling on the paper. God,
Bolin.
Don't use Sammy.
Adam Pearce changed Raw because of Bolin last night. We said don't have sex with her in the ring. Let's bring Rhea out. It'll be better. I was waiting for Dominic's tongue to go down her throat. Is what I was waiting on. And then Rhea comes back. But no, let's have Rhea just come out and stop this shit right now. I don't know when I gave Adam my idea how they got Rhea there so quickly, but they did. You know, maybe she was on standby. Maybe, hey, let's see what Bolin comes up with. And if we like it, yeah, just be there. Be ready in case Bolin comes up with a good idea because we're getting all our ideas off the Bolin alley. We can't let the word get out to Cornette about that because he'll be really hot. Iceman, are you going to donate the 25? I mean, we've given you a hell of a fucking show for most of you. Not unfucking believable. We're $25 short. 2 of you can't do $12.50. 2 of you.
Apparently not.
Well, you're right. Apparently not. I should cancel Thursday's show. Billy Sellers
Right,
goddamn, it's supposed to be my
We're not
show.
going to do. We'll take your money anyway, Billy.
I already promised Billy Sellers he's going to get his day in the spotlight, so I got to do it. Unlike some of us, I'm a fucking man of my word. We had one guy that was in here, and I ain't even going back to the guy that promised $5,000. We had one guy months ago promised to make a $50 donation. We ain't seen that yet. Well, I got to fix my truck, pay a couple of bills, but yeah, let me get all my shit taken care of, and we're going to send you $50. And he was a loyal viewer to the show. Well, we don't see him anymore because he promised $50. He hadn't donated.
Oh,
you know, if you ain't going to do it, don't pledge it. You know, because we kind of trust you at your word. You know, you claim you want to help these people. Well, when you pledge it, we kind of put that in the bank account because most people honor their fucking word, like Billy Sellers did. Like T-Maker's done, like Jazzy Jana's done, like Kevin Marr did tonight. Kevin Marr was only going to do $10. He got his boss to go in with him. So before we go, we got about 30 some odd of you in here. Before we go, if you really want to help this show, find me one person just like you that gives a shit about other people. Not you selfish fucks that never want to do anything for anybody other than yourselves. Apparently honorary Republicans. He just made that show political. By the way, Bob, what's the warning we give about political views?
The views expressed on this show are strictly those of the person expressing the view, not necessarily. Yeah. And maybe when Kenny Bolin expresses his view, it may not even be his own opinion at that point.
Yeah. It could be just me and me alone. It could just be me all by myself.
But they certainly don't necessarily.
Man, I don't need anybody like you because you watch the show all the time. You never fucking want to donate. So I don't need anybody like you. I need people like the Jazzy Janis. Well, Iceman going, God damn, I got a badge. Well, it takes a long time for those $2.99s to add up, especially when we only get $1.99 of it. Hi, Choco. You want to come say hi? Hi, Choco.
Hey, no, it's not Coltrane. Coltrane has no views.
Choco says, I'm a Filipino dog.
The views represented on this show.
Coltrane ain't been sober enough to have a view on this show in about 9 weeks. Come on.
Put all that pressure. It's kayfabe Coltrane.
Put all that pressure. An opinion. Pay me if I get an opinion. I don't want that burden.
Well, Dan, you know what? We might
Lindley,
get our $25 because
Dan Lindley said something. Let's see.
Hey, it's DJ.
There we go. Dan
DJ Eric
Limley.
in the house.
Well, there we go. We're now down to just 10 measly fucking dollars. Dan Limley, 15. Thank you, Dan Limley. You're a good man. Tired of all the bad talk about you. If I'd shut up, a lot of it go away. So 15 from 10. So he matched what Nicole did earlier tonight. Thank you, Naughty Nicole. By the way, Nicole wrote me. She says she's been watching a lot of the old shows and a lot of the OVW shows, a lot of the old podcasts with Bischoff and Conrad and a lot of the things that are going up on YouTube Shorts and TikTok. TikTok's doing very well.
I need to revamp mine.
TikTok's doing very well. It's not like we're making any money out from it,
but
but the word is getting. Oh man, you have to have like 10,000 subscribers to make any money on TikTok, and some of the most ridiculous shit are. Oh god, look who's. I'm looking at. When are you not looking at surgery? I'm looking at surgery. What are you not in surgery? What I want you to do, DJ Eric, I want you to come in here
and for the American Medical Association.
Give me the month that you're not in surgery. Surgery number 6? Did they just botch? I
don't know.
Did they just botch the first 5? God damn. I had an announcement I was going to make just to Bob and Coltrane earlier, but it seems it can wait till the next show. Bottom line, I might be having to take some time off here soon, and I'll cover it with Bob and give them all the details.
Make some money in advance.
Yeah, we need to make some money in the process. Great pick me up. But the Pasta Tart says she just wrote me out of the blue today. She says, Kenny, I really admire your quick wit. And I said, well, if I ain't got anything else, I've fortunately up to age 64, I can normally come back with something. I mean, I can't hack the script. I don't like scripts at all. And Bobby Heenan just broke wrestling down so fucking simple. He was watching everybody going over their shit and going over their matches and reading their promos and practicing their promos, literally practicing their promos in front of a mirror. Now, I've even said to my kids, I still to this day, if I got something I'm going to say to somebody, I will. Because they say insanity is when you start talking to yourself. The first signs of insanity are when you start talking to yourself. Others have said, others have said that's the only time you can get a decent conversation going is if you talk with yourself. I fall under those 2 rules. But still to this day, if I know I'm irked at a neighbor or somebody's done something I don't like or something I don't care about, or if I need to call a hotel, if I need to speak to a business who I felt has wronged me, I'll sit on the porch or in the kitchen and I'll kind of verbally go over it and see how it sounds. And if it sounds good, okay, all right. Maybe I should change this. Maybe I shouldn't say that. And then go from there. And then other times I don't. And then whatever comes. Well, it's a little late now, but maybe I shouldn't have said that. And but at least they know how I feel. DJ, you supposedly been banking $1 million for about the last 8 years. Have you gotten any of your reward money yet? Oh, wait a minute. This is surgery. You're like a fucking season of Yellowstone now. You got sub-seasons going. This one is from when the drunk and hiring a kite injured me at my 40th birthday party. Well, guess what? You're too fucking old to be celebrating goddamn birthdays anyway. You put yourself in this position, and you're blaming the drunk guy who was high. Holy fucking shit. I wish I was that guy's attorney. What was this big fat fuck? You're not as fat as you used to be. Neither am I. What was this big fat fuck at age 40 doing celebrating his goddamn birthday? You mean to tell me I can't get drunk and high, Your Honor, that this big fucker stepped out in front of me and you're blaming me? That would be my defense. Your Honor, please. He's fucking 40. Even the bowling alley will not support your birthday parties past the age of 12. You're fucking 40. Stay home and keep out of fucking people's way.
Well, then the judge would say, attorney for the defense, do you want to like mulligan for that? We're gonna
just a simple.
Are we gonna go with Kenny's defense?
Are you really gonna go with that one?
Your Honor, look at this guy. Fucking 40, celebrating his goddamn birthday, and you want to blame my drunk high client here? Come on. He doesn't have the God-given right as a Republican to go out and get drunk and high and fucking hit a fat guy celebrating his birthday. Shouldn't have been eating fucking cake in the first place, Your Honor. Shouldn't have been, look at him. He shouldn't have been eating cake. Should have killed him.
It's like God-given right to hit fat people.
He just broke his goddamn neck. She should have killed him because he's killing him. So look at the carbs and calories in that fucking cake, Your Honor. He was on a suicide mission anyway. She was trying to put him out of his misery, Your Honor. I think we just won the case. See, that's why I should sit in the kitchen and go over this shit first, because this actually sounds good to me. I think we could go into court and win. Judge looks at Eric, goes, God damn, you fat fuck. What are you out there at 40 eating cake? That's the last fucking thing you should have been doing. This guy's just out drunk and high. He ain't hurting nobody until you stepped out in front of him. God damn, Eric. Well, we won't see Eric again for about 90 days.
What you get for having a birthday, Eric?
Yeah, what you get for having a birthday. If you'd have just had the God-given decency to die of obesity at age 39, you wouldn't have been there anyway. Danny Davis
having a birthday party.
Davis said it to me, and I was only 400 pounds then. Danny Davis said to me at the age of 40, well, you fat fuck, we're not going to see you past the age of 39. And I was 38 when he told me that. I was like, God damn, Danny, shit. And then I got up to 589 pounds. Hey, Danny, fuck you, bitch. Here I am. And then went in the hospital and nearly died. So. But still, I was in my 50s. That's way past 30, way past 39. That you mean to tell me that wasn't worth the other fucking $10 for me lecturing Eric about being fat and eating cake on his 40th birthday? There's a lot of you out there that just love that. A lot of you out there agree with me. Yeah, Eric.
Where are you, bad Chris?
Eric, you were fat. Eric, you were fat. You were eating cake. And this guy was only drunk and high.
Where are you, bad Chris? We know you like making fun of Eric.
Your Honor, I would like to point out, Your Honor.
You no longer
my drunk high client didn't hurt anybody till fat fuck stepped out in the street with a goddamn chocolate cake. I would like to point that out, Your Honor. Hurt nobody. No one else is suing him. Fat Eric, which, by the way, was his name. Fat Eric, with all due respect, is the only one that got hurt by my drunk high client. Yeah. Because he was fat, he was eating fucking cake, and he may have been, and he was sober, Your Honor. On his birthday, he didn't have, if he'd have stayed home and got drunk, he wouldn't have got hit. But no, he was out in the streets wandering around eating fucking chocolate cake with a fucking party hat on, blowing a party favor, among other things.
Chocolate smear around it.
Chocolate smear.
Chocolate stains all over the party favor.
He had the chocolate smear going. By the way, TikTok guy, I want this on TikTok tomorrow. I want anything I've said about Fat Eric celebrating his 40th fucking birthday, causing this guy misery. This poor drunk high guy now has to go to court over this shit.
Time.
Because fat sober Eric didn't have the fucking common decency to stay home and get drunk and high and stay out of everybody's way. I was sober. Well, shame on you, bitch. So am I. But you know what I didn't do on my 50th birthday? You know what I didn't do on my 40th birthday, my 50th birthday, my 60th birthday, and I won't do it on my 70th. I won't be out in the fucking streets with chocolate smear. I like chocolate smear. Eating cake, stepping in front of good, decent, drunk, high people that behind the wheel of a car.
Just having
they have left and right turn signals.
They have a tough enough time getting home as it is without your big fat ass out there smearing cake all over the hood of their car. Your Honor.
And blood.
I gave up.
You're about alcohol and cake, man.
Well, if you'd have remained alcoholic, you wouldn't be in court right now. As I've said, Eric, you're not accepting any of the advice I'm giving you. Stay the fuck home. Leave the cake alone. Didn't you have bariatric surgery? Have you ever seen me on here celebrating any of my birthdays since my surgery 5 years ago, 4 years ago? Have you ever seen me on here just slopping cake in my face?
Well, when I was wondering out bring your birthday like 5 and 6 days a week of your birthday, but never eating cake.
We have a lengthy celebration in the safety of my own home. Not one car has ever come up Cherokee Triangle and driven through my living room while I got a fucking big cake in my hand. And then I have to take them to court for being high and drunk and running over me with
Now there's a Photoshop waiting to happen.
I am so glad we stayed over. I am so glad that big fat fuck Eric come in here bitching that decent drunk high people can't fucking go out and try to get home because his big large ass is eating cake with chocolate smear all over his face. Maybe a little vanilla on the cheeks to make it easier for him to find. Maybe with a cherry on his nose because he didn't want to eat the cherry. That's fruit that might be good for me, and I don't want that.
Oh, God.
Thank you, Eric. I'll donate the last. I'll donate
Good
the
luck with
last.
your surgery, Eric. Oh
I'll
my God.
donate.
Good luck to you, bro.
Fuck your surgery. I hope you die on the operating table. The misery you have caused decent people, you motherfucker. I'll donate the last
drunk
$10.
high people driving around.
Fuck you, selfish motherfuckers. I'll entertain myself thanks to big large chocolate smear, cherry on his nose, Eric, with a little vanilla cream on the cheeks. Because of all the chocolate, he needed the vanilla so you could see his ass out in the street eating cake on his 40th fucking birthday.
You know this is working, right?
If you would have saw Eric at the age of 12, you said that motherfucker ain't gonna see the age of 15 anyway. He's been on borrowed time, like people have said about me, and I can talk about fat people because I've been one of them. Probably still am. Jazzy Jana, you should rob somebody for what I've just given you people. Look how hard Coltrane. I didn't want to admit, Coltrane just sent me $1,000. That's the greatest fucking promo I've ever heard cut on a fat fuck. And Coltrane loves it when people come on here to defend drunken high people. He loves it. Greatest promo ever cut on a fat fuck eating cake. I will take credit for it right now. Adam Pearce, I want you to see this promo. And if anybody in the WWE celebrates their birthday, they're a tinge overweight, and a drunk high guy hits them, I'm your guy. Allow me to. I don't have a law license. I've never done the bar, not even Bill Bar. But please allow me to defend them in a court. I think we got a shot. I think there's judges out there going, this motherfucker's got a case right here. If Big Fat Eric had just stayed home.
I feel like some memes are going to come from this.
If you make a meme, if Eric ain't got chocolate smear on his face, burn your fucking meme.
Exactly.
You don't have the meme. If Eric, and here's the meme I want: Big Fat Eric, giant ass fucking cake, chocolate smear, little vanilla cream on the cheeks, cherry on the nose. That's your meme, and we'll get Eric his money. With that meme, Your Honor.
Look at what happened after the accident.
Yeah. Look what. Oh, you almost cooked Totring Bob and me, the entire chat. I know.
Aren't you glad you showed up, Eric?
DJ going, is he serious? Yes. Yes. Shoot. Oh, I got one more thing before I go. Y'all gonna love this. I don't know if I mentioned it on the last show or not, but y'all remember I nearly died out here. Not eating cake.
No.
I wasn't eating cake.
Being attacked by MAGA.
Just trying to bring my groceries home. The old king fell down the steps out here about 10, 12 feet. Banged the back of my head. I missed a couple shows. Cost us a lot of money. Y'all didn't give a shit. No one cared. No one come to see me at the hospital. Nobody. I think my son sent a text message.
Went to the wrong hospital.
Yeah, he went to the wrong one.
I did see Dutch.
You went to see DJ Eric to help him get the smear off his face.
Yeah, I was at the hospital with Dutch, and we were like, "Hey, what about Bolin?"
Yeah. Well, they say Dutch drove right by me while I was on. He was in town visiting his dealer, and they said he was in a red truck with a Trump flag. Who drove right by me, laying on the street. I said, well, I know that's a lie because they'd never let a red truck with a Trump flag go down my street without it being flipped over. So I knew that was a lie. But so one of the old trolls that turned snitch, he writes me on my WhatsApp. because apparently he got that number.
Right.
He writes me on the WhatsApp and he tells me how bad he feels that I bang my head. He says, Kenny, you've been in the wrestling business for over 30 years. Isn't what just happened to you? Isn't it just basically a flat back bump?
Oh, good Lord.
And I'm looking at the troll, and I'm looking at his physical conditioning, which makes me look like I should be running in the July Olympics coming up, chasing Usain Bolt. So I'm looking at this guy and I'm going, oh, excuse me. I didn't realize you were a trained professional wrestler. Who are you to talk to me about a flat back bump? Oh, by the way, I am a trained professional wrestler. And I'm looking at the guy and I'm going, uh-huh. Okay, well, I'm going to take this to the next step. And I said, sir, no, I didn't. That's Trump. Trump would say it.
With the cheer.
I said, you big flat blithering idiot. Who is it that trained you in professional wrestling? Oh, I was trained by some backyarders. Oh, well, pardon me. And I said, but you're saying that you're a trained professional wrestler. I said, allow me to give you the Facebook ruling. Unless you're paying your bills, unless you are not living with your mommy and daddy or having your wife or a girlfriend pay your bills for you, unless the income you make from wrestling, then you're not. And I would tell you the same thing. I've had people in my home just a couple of weeks ago. No, quit saying you're a professional wrestler. You're a professional box mover at UPS. That's what they pay you to do. And you don't even make enough money doing that because you still live with your parents. Even your UPS money will not allow you to be a professional UPS box mover. You're a professional mooch. You're pushing 40 years old and you still live with your parents. This is what I'm telling the guy that was in my home recently that calls himself a professional wrestler and that he's living the dream. Okay, who's the most famous person you've worked with? You're only as good as the people you work with. And I
had dinner with you once, Kenny.
I said worked with and eaten with me, I guess, as a job. And he was having dinner with me that night right here in my house, sponsored by the good folks at Bear Nose Pizza. Oh, the opinions and insanity that is said on this show is not necessarily the opinion of Bear Nose.
Especially of Bear Nose Pizza.
Especially drunk high people that hit people eating chocolate cake. Especially not that. That might just be me. Now,
the Fish House does condone hitting drunk people with chocolate cake, but
poor Fish House. So, so he says, yeah, I'm a pay. So I give him the rules on what a professional is. If you make your living plumbing and it pays your bills, you're a professional plumber. If you're an electrician, you pay your bills through what you make through fixing people, then you're a professional electrician. No, sir, you're not a professional. Oh, then I'm a professional artist. I said, you've told me you make almost no money doing your art, and you're certainly not paying your bills. Bob was very disappointed. I don't think Bob no longer wants to be associated with this show after the chocolate smear comment. I think he was in up till then. And then chocolate smear.
Something that might be. It's Nutella, but.
Did you make that?
I just downloaded it from images.
Okay. Yeah, Fat Eric.
Yeah. His name's Eric Cartman too.
His name's Eric Cartman. So throw it back up there. I think that is DJ Eric Cartman with his Nutella. Yep, chocolate smear. There it is. What do you think, DJ Eric? DJ Eric Cartman. We're gonna change his name to DJ Eric Cartman. Fat Eric.
He's like, God damn it, what did I do?
And Fat Eric did a show about surgery and Ozempic or something. He was there's a weight loss show that features Fat Eric Cartman.
Oh.
Fat Eric Cartman. Show it up there again in case Bob didn't get to see it. There it is. And Nutella, the number one drug of Filipino females. You show up with a case of that, just hand that to the first 25 women you'd like to hook up with, and you will be hooked up. You don't have to give them a case, you give them a jar. It's got to be the big one. You're not going to lure them in with the small one. If you got a big jar of Nutella, just pick the Filipino girl. Married or single, doesn't matter.
Everything in life.
Just pick the Filipino and you have a mate for life. I'm telling you right now. Almost spit my tacos there. Well, it didn't make us any money because that promo on DJ Eric, not even Bad Chris donated shit.
And we know how much Bad Chris likes to make fun of DJ Eric.
And Bad Chris loves to DJ. Where you at? The last thing we heard out of coconut German chocolate Eric was at 10:35. I gave up alcohol on February 14th. Y'all know what February 14th is. Valentine's Day, and his date left him because he had chocolate smear on his face, and he got drunk. My date left me. I got chocolate smear. He asked her to lick it off his face. She refused. She left him on Valentine's Day. You drunken fat cake eating fuck is what she said to him. And she refused to lick the chocolate smear off his face. And he said, well, maybe if I just get drunk this one last night here on Valentine's Day. So Eric got drunk on Valentine's Day with chocolate smear on his face as his girlfriend left him. Miss Piggy. So, Eric, have you got your $1 million yet? We're still waiting on your donation. We don't want the whole million because I've been
almost got it, and then he went to court for the drunken high lady and got her off.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Way to go, Kenny.
Yeah. He almost had the $1 million, and then I represented the drunk high lady.
Yeah.
And no more $1 million for Fat Eric. But I tell you what, I'll call Betty Crocker and get you a lifetime supply of chocolate smear. How's that? I'll do that for you. All right. Surgery number 6. Well, they weren't too good at the first 5. So
maybe he's just addicted to surgeries now.
The greatest promo ever cut on a fat fuck was done right here. It was done right here.
And
I expect a call from Adam Pierce in the morning. I'm going to give Adam Pierce. What's the time cue on the Fat Eric promo?
Let's start at about 1:15.
About an hour and 15 minutes. Okay, I'm going to send Adam Pierce the link to this show. Adam Pierce is going to be. That is the greatest promo that has ever been told anywhere in the entire world. All we got to do is
stay away. Just
Braun Strowman. You're now eating cake on every show, and in about 9 weeks from now, Bolin's going to let you have it.
Otis can eat cake.
Well, I ain't fucking with Otis. I'll fuck with Braun Strowman. I ain't fucking with Otis. Broadway Otis has that name for a reason. But now Braun, when you come out of the locker room, smear, vanilla cheeks, cherry on your nose, then let Bolin have at it. I've seen the promo. If he can just remember a third of it, you're toast. Just remember a third of the promo. All right, Bobby boy. Yeah. I don't get it. What do you fucking people want? What do you fucking people want?
$5 short of getting that $75 challenge.
We're 5 short.
5 short.
5 measly. Somebody have some decency after the show's over. One of you selfish fucks.
I'll pledge 20.
Not the regulars. DJ Eric, you should donate $155 to beg me never to cut a promo on you again. But I did show the picture. Show the picture.
I was out of the brand.
Just post it up, put it up, and leave it up. Put it up and leave it up. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Leave it up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Star Maker. That's Bobby Bob. That is Drunk and High Coltrane. He can sympathize. And until Thursday night at 9:05 p.m., we did say good fucking day.